Hello guys, today I'm going to be doing another collection type video. And today I'm going to be showing off all my SpongeBob inflatables that I own right now. Now some of these aren't in the best shape necessarily, but I really like some of these. And I like SpongeBob in general, and he's a really good cartoon. It's a really good cartoon. I know his recent series seasons have not been the best. Definitely aware of that. And if people say the show is not good anymore, I definitely know that. But I still give a show a chance. You know, I mean, giving up is the enemy. Don't give up. Heck, even if the show's bad, don't give up. It might get better, possibly. You never know. I just know what the show could be, so I still gave the show a chance. So I still kind of watch it, kind of here and there. I don't watch it as much anymore. But I still like the IP, and so I still have tons of these things. So, yeah. So what should we start off with first? Well, there's 3 Christmas inflatables, 1 birthday, and 1 Halloween. I'm gonna start off. Let's start off with. So first, we're gonna start off with the SpongeBob on birthday cake. So let's get that out and show you what it does. Alright, so here he is out of the box. And this is the oldest inflatable on the roster. Unfortunately, I don't have any base fan SpongeBob inflatables. I kind of wish I have, but I don't really have any. This is the only non-G fan inflatable I own right now. He's in pretty good shape for his age. This thing is 21 years old, and yeah, the colors are still pretty decent on this one, and it still works. The fabric's not perfect, but it's still pretty solid. It has a squirrel cage fan, like a generic indoor inflatable from that era. It's like one of the first years they did the indoor fan. I think it is the first year now thinking about it, but anyways, enough of me rambling. Let's get this thing inflated. See, it has a way different adapter than usual. Since it's like a really old inflatable, it has like this AC adapter, like what volt? Well, never mind. I bet you guys want to see the inflation. So here we go. This is the most different out of the rest of them. So here it comes. Yeah, this one inflates really slowly. You see he's getting somewhere. Here it comes. Starting to inflate now. And this one has a pretty weak fan for what it is. This was sold at Walmart in 2004. And slowly coming up. It's almost there. Oh, this one's gonna need help. Coming up really slow. Is the zipper open? Oh no, it's not open. That's just how slow it inflates. It inflates really slowly. Here, let me help it. And there you go. That is the SpongeBob 2004 4-foot indoor inflatable. So yeah, I think this is like there's very few SpongeBob birthday inflatables, and this is like the first one, obviously. This is like the first year they did SpongeBob inflatables, and yeah, for their first attempt at making the SpongeBob design, it definitely didn't age the best. I wouldn't say it aged well. I mean, I still appreciate the effort to make like the eyes fabric. You know, they weren't lazy and cheap it out. They didn't really cheap it out. But like, it looks a little off. Oh, don't look at the back of those prototypes. Those prototypes look even worse than this one does. Just be thankful them look like the prototype. Yeah, those early SpongeBob prototypes look horrible. I'm sorry, but I understand they're prototypes and they're hand painted, and it's like their first attempt at making SpongeBob inflatables. I understand that. It was 2004. Technology obviously wasn't up to stuff yet. But yeah, they didn't age well, especially those prototype designs. They look absolutely horrible. But anyways, this inflatable, it inflates pretty soft, honestly. I can push it in. See? It doesn't inflate that tightly. I mean, the fan has on it is super weak. I mean, it needs airbags to literally get up. Yeah, this hat doesn't inflate that well either. But yeah, for its age, it does hold up pretty well. The fabric is still decent on it. Yeah, this little feet doesn't get much air. Yeah, this one's not really supposed to inflate that tightly, honestly. I can push in nice really easily. But see, like, with the tiny little, like, eyelashes and the eyeball being pushed out, it just looks a little weird. And also the mouth's a little tiny. I understand it's, like, the first time they ever made a SpongeBob inflatable, and I get that it's not going to look the best, but yeah, they definitely got better. They definitely got better. I appreciate the detail here. There's a lot of good detail on this one as well. Also has those classic colors when they kind of like mix colors together. You know that like old classic inflatable type color things that they did back then with like the green and blue and like all the weird color mix that they sometimes did on inflatables. Yeah, I think you understand what I mean. But anyways, I don't really have much else to say about this one. I got this one when I was sick one day. I got this one for like on eBay for like something. And before we move on, I like to mention this. See a happy birthday sign here? You can actually take it off. Let me show you. See, you can actually take it off. But the weird thing is that this inflatable actually doesn't have any other banners. No, I'm not even joking. It's like the only banner it has. Unlike my other cupcake inflatable, which unfortunately is definitely showing signs of wear for sure. You can actually change the banner on that cupcake one. Kind of sucks that one's wearing, but hey, what are you gonna do? They're getting old. It's kind of weird to me that they'll allow to put this feature on. I mean, yeah, it's nice little detail if you don't want it on, but like, I just found it to be kind of weird. But anyways, I don't really have much to say about this one. I like it. It's not my favorite SpongeBob one, but I like it. I appreciate it for what this was. Just like one of the only inflatables that was made when SpongeBob was at his peak. I just mean show-wise. SpongeBob hit his peak in the mid-2000s, but like, show quality, yeah, this is like one of the only ones that were made in the peak of the show. So, yeah, I guess that's cool. So anyways, guys, I don't really have much else to say, and I guess we'll move on. So our next inflatable we're going to be reviewing here is the I'm going to pick the 2012 SpongeBob tree. So I actually had this one for a few years, and let's see how it's doing. So here's it out of the box. And yeah, of all the inflatables here, this one is probably in the worst shape of the Chief Fans ones anyways. It still gets up, but like, it doesn't really stand that well on its own. Yeah, the fabric is definitely aging on this one. Definitely. It's a very early Chief Fan inflatable. It's like the third year of the Chief Fans that Gemmy's been doing for a good bit. Yeah, I mean, their Chief Fan obsession's really hitting a high these last few years. Like, it's obsessive now. Like, Chief Fans are almost on every inflatable now. And it's kind of annoying. Because, like, I feel like at one point they're going to sacrifice all the base fans and just leave us with Chief Fans eventually. And I don't want that to be the case. I don't think anybody wants that to happen, honestly. Well, Chief Fans are obviously not powerful enough to do, like, colossal inflatables anyways. So I think base fans will stay for a while. I think they'll always be there, but there'll be way less as the years go on. So anyways, has a medium-sized cheap fan, and I'll get into the story when we inflate it, so here we go. So there it is starting. This one inflates a little faster. Yeah, this one's taking a little bit too. Let me help this one. Here. I guess it's fully inflated now. So yeah, there is the SpongeBob 3.5 foot tree. Inflatable. SpongeBob tree. Yeah, this one is starting to be in bad shape. Oh, fan just caught for a second. This one doesn't really keep air in anymore, really. I never really inflated that well, honestly. This is a really old cheap fan inflatable anyways. This is like one of the last inflatables when they were like obsessed with inflatable fabric eyes. Like this is before they went to like normal type eyes. I mean, in 2024 they have made like a remake with these type of eyes, which is cool, I guess. I don't know, why are the SpongeBob eyes on these inflatables pretty inconsistent? I don't know why that is the case, but I just found that to be a weird fact. So yeah, this one doesn't inflate well at all. I mean, to be fair, this one is starting to wear a lot now. Like, this one never really inflated that well, never really stood up, really. I put this one on my porch, like, once or twice, but that's about it. Yeah, this one always kind of inflated poorly. Even though that LED's really dim. I mean, you can literally see through it. I know it's hard to see because it's dim, but you can literally see through that thing. Yeah, the fabric is pretty shot in this one. I mean, it could have been in worse shape for sure. Like, some crunchy parts. Like, the hat's okay. Like, some parts on the hat's okay. A few parts here are fine. But, yeah. Inflatable eyes are fine, too. This is soft. Yeah, I'm sorry to say, but this one's just in bad shape. It barely inflates good enough to stand on its own. See? This one barely inflates good enough to stay on its own, but even then it kind of does that. This one's in bad shape. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say, this one's in the worst shape of all the SpongeBob inflatables. I got this one for my birthday in 2021. I remember that. Yeah. The box is pretty beat up too, as you can see. Yeah, this one's definitely not in the best shape. Yeah, definitely not. Well, I'll appreciate this. This was... I appreciate they had like the little white details on the bottom of the shoes. I appreciate that detail. That's something that wasn't on the 2004 one. Yeah, it's a nice detail that they added, but like... I like the design's pretty cool, but like... This is the 2012 model. Actually, there's 3 models of this one. There's like a 2011 and 2013 one as well. But this is the 2012 model, so... Yeah. This is like the first year with the LED light. The Artorias LED light. It doesn't light them up that well, honestly. But that's to be expected with such a cheap LED. Nose kind of sticks out. Anyways, I don't really have much else to say for this one. It's just starting to go now. The fabric's starting to go, and That's really about it. I don't really have much else to add. The fabric's just going on this one. It's cooked. This fabric is almost cooked. Yeah, it's barely good enough to stay outside, but I'm repeating myself, so anyways, let's move on to the next one. So after reviewing an inflatable that's already pre-shot, there's no other better way to go up from here. And so, what should we do now? I'm gonna say let's do the Halloween one. So I actually I got this one online. I was trying to get this one back in 2020, but I actually got it online in 2021. I'm pretty happy to have this thing. This is actually a remake of a 2011 inflatable, but let's see how this one's doing. So here he is. He's in pretty good shape. I only used him like once or twice. So yeah, he's still in pretty good shape. So anyways, I think I used this one once. Yeah, I only used this one outside one time, so it's almost perfect. The fabric is nearly perfect. So yeah, let's get this thing inflated. There we go. As you can see, this one's inflating a lot faster. This one's getting big. Wait a second. Let me fix his arm. Oh. Sorry, I haven't used this one in a little while. So yeah, there it is. There's the 4.5 foot vampire SpongeBob. Let me fix that nose. And this one is actually pretty big. The printing on this one doesn't look too off because, the printing is, it helps to make it look more 2D. So it looks less off. I kind of like the design on this one. And unlike the other two, this one actually inflates okay. It inflates decent. It's not amazing, but, for a small 4-foot inflatable, this is actually pretty good. I like the pumpkin on it, and here's something I can say. This inflatable actually has 2 LEDs, unlike one. It's pretty massive. This one actually has a medium chief fan as well. And I really like this design. It's really cool. For many years, I just kept this one inside, but I think this year's like the first time I used it outside of that. So yeah, I don't really have much else to add here. I haven't really used this one that much. I remember getting it back in 2021, and I really liked it back then. Well, there is one thing I have to say. The box on this thing is absolutely horrible. It's even worse than 2021. This one right here actually got in stores. But here, this one is like the online one, and it's even worse. This is like what the vampire one box looked like. The previous year this is actually a really real release, and this is what the vampires box looked like in the retail store. But this one's even skinnier and even cheaper. So yeah, I don't really appreciate that. But anyways, I don't really have much else to say. I haven't used this one that much. The lights are really dim on this one already, so yeah, that kind of sucks, but hey, what are you gonna do? This is cheap fan we're talking about. Cheap LEDs we're talking about here. And yeah, I don't really have much else to add here, and let's move on. So anyways, we have 2 more to go. I'm gonna pick the SpongeBob on Present. I got this one in the store, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, like a minute ago. And let's see how this one's doing. So anyways, I got them out of the box here, and yeah, I really want to see how this one's doing. I actually got this one in the store when this remake first came out. And I really like this one. This one has a medium-sized cheap fan, and let's get this one inflated. Here it comes. Wait, it's cough for a second. Here, I gotta spin it around. Well, there we go. Here's the 5-foot SpongeBob on present. This one's a little less wide. And I appreciate this one for actually having a classic SpongeBob design. Like, this one has a very, very classic season 1 through 3 design. I really like it. They could have went with the generic type SpongeBob look. Like, this one came out in 2020. I'm very surprised that they went with the classic design. I really appreciate that. Since this one has been used outside before, the LEDs are very dim. Once again, there's 2 LEDs. Here's one complaint, though. I don't really like how they lack detail in the back. But here's one thing I can appreciate. This one actually went with the fabric design. You know, they went the printed design. And it doesn't make them look as off, actually. It makes them look pretty good. They did a pretty good job. They actually mixed the 2 colors around, unlike the original. This one actually does look way better than the 2004 Kmart inflatable. I'm gonna be honest. While the Kmart one definitely is way bigger and has a better fan, outside that, there's really not much to it. Like, that's what any better. This one inflates okay as well. It's basically the same fan, so it's a medium-sized cheap fan, and yeah. Also, they added the little detail on the back there. I appreciate that. This one's way skinnier than the other one. So yeah, I don't really have much else to say. I liked this one when I first got it, and I still like it. And anyways, let's move on from here. Actually, before we move on, I just wanted to mention this, that Gemmy hasn't made a SpongeBob item in years. And so, like, when we got this thing, I was so hyped up back then. Yeah, you had no idea. I really wanted this one. When I found out this one was coming out, you don't know how much I wanted it. And yeah, I have it. I had it ever since it came out. So, anyways, let's get to the final one, shall we? So, let's get to the final one. My most recent one. This is the 2024 remake 3.5 foot SpongeBob sitting. SpongeBob Christmas hat. So, without further ado, let's take this one out of the box. So I have it out of the box here, and the colors are very vibrant. I only just used this one for a few weeks. No, not my entire display though, but one of my inflatables had like a base problem. Like, the base was pretty bad. So anyways, I don't really have much else to say. And let's get this thing inflated. This one's coming up pretty fast. Here it comes. Well, there he is. He's already inflated. This one's actually pretty tiny, and I definitely know that. The fabric is really crinkly. It inflates, pretty good, I guess. One thing is, this is what really separates this one from the old model. Look at this. Why is the fan on his side exactly? Like, the original actually was on the back. Heck, I even went to a video and rechecked, and it is. I just found it to be a really weird detail, but it's true. The fan's on, like, on the back in the original 2013 one. That's a really weird detail. I still appreciate the little, things they had there. It doesn't inflate that good, but what you expect from a cheap fan. And overall, I really appreciate this one. I got it for a few days after my birthday, so. And, I appreciate the detail. This one's not too crazy, but, you know, it's simple, and I like it. So, anyways, guys, if you really like this video, please subscribe, and let's try to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. Anyways, I'll see you next video. Bye.